welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa and in today's video I'm going to be doing a wedding makeup trial as well as talking to you about how I met my fiance and our wedding plans. So we're doing our wedding on a budget. We have about a £3,000 budget, so we're trying to do things on the cheap as best as possible, and one of them things is my makeup. I'm probably going to still get my hair done and my bridesmaid's hair done, but I'm going to do my makeup and I'm going to ask my bridesmaids to do their own makeup as well. Then I'm not going to focus too much on what I'm doing on my face. If you do want a detailed step-by-step guide on how I'm going to be doing my makeup on the day of my wedding and what I'm going to do to make it last, please let me know and then I can do that. But I'm going to show you me applying it, but I'm not really going to talk about the products. I'm just going to more talk about how we got together and our wedding plans and things like that. So let's get started. I'm just going to start with primer. If you've watched any of my other videos, I'm pretty much doing the same techniques as I've done in previous videos. So it was a few days after my 18th birthday, back in 2015, that I started my first job. Now I worked in discount retail because I wasn't qualified for anything. No, I was straight out of school, so I pretty much took any job that I could get, and at the time that was the only place that really offered me a job. So on my first day, I get put in the staff canteen with a pile of books to read before I'm even allowed on the shop floor. So health and safety, and as I'm sitting reading through these thousands and thousands where it felt like pages, this boy walks in, and I could tell initially he was quite a few years older than me, and I think he could tell that I was quite nervous. We both were quite shy, and I think maybe he could tell when he walked in that I was a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit shy, and he offered to make me a brew, and he sat with me and had a chat with me. From the get-go, our personalities just clicked. We are so very similar, and even back then I knew straight away that if nothing else we were going to be really good friends. I didn't find him attractive at first, and he also didn't find me attractive at first, but our personalities just clicked. Fast forward to about September time, so I started my job in June 2014, and fast forward to September 2014, it's Bill's birthday and he goes away with his family, and that was the first time I really sort of realised that I missed him and that maybe something was there. Yeah, and he was away for 2 weeks, and that 2 weeks in work sucked. So I sort of knew then that there was this attraction there, but I still hadn't really recognised it because, like I said, we just got on so well. I just sort of seen him as a friend. We started flirting, I would say, and a few of our colleagues recognised it and they would tease us, oh, you two are flirting, blah blah blah. But like I said before, we're both really shy, so we didn't answer them, and we just sort of shrugged it off. And then fast forward again to December of 2014, and I come in for my shift expecting to be on the close of Bill. Bill was a supervisor at the time, I forgot to mention, and he wasn't in. So I asked the manager, is he unwell? And she said, oh, he's been in a car accident and he's okay, but I've told him to take the day off because he's a little bit shook up. And that's when it solidified in me that, okay, I've got feelings for this boy, because I was so distraught when I found out he was in a car accident, and all day I just kept thinking was, oh my god, I hope he's okay. So that night I was and ahhing whether to text him and just say, hope you're okay. We'd not spoken outside of work, so I eventually plucked up the courage to message him, and within a few minutes he'd seen it. So he sees this text and no reply. Once again, circling back to the fact that we're both quite insecure, or were insecure, should I say. And it wasn't that he was ignoring me, it was that he was happy and he didn't know what to say. So he did reply 3 or 4 hours later, and I sort of breathed a sigh of relief. And when he come back to work, nothing really changed between us, and my mum and my nan were getting really fed up of me just coming home and moping that I like this boy, but he'll never like me back, and who wants to date a fat girl, and the usual. If you're plus size, probably know what I'm going through. Yeah, so one day, it was my day off, I think it was a Saturday, so me, my mum and my nan went shopping, and guess where they needed to go into? My work. My mum had already seen Bill and she pointed him out to my nan, and we walked around the corner, and both me and Bill were really good friends with the manager, and I'm chatting away to my manager, and my nan comes around the corner and she went, I can't see Bill, where's Bill? And instantly it clicked in my manager's head, well, how does Mel's nan know about Bill? So she whisked me off in the back and she was like, you like Bill, don't you? And I was like, yeah, maybe, but he doesn't like me and he'll never like me, so I haven't bothered. And she was like, no, he does like you. and he's thinking the same. Our manager then full on clinged to this. They like each other, I'm gonna get them together. And she kept saying things while we were both there. I remember once Bill and a manager was in the canteen and I walked in and she just sort of said out of nowhere, oh, you two should go out. And me and him both just sort of shrugged it off, like, ew, no, don't be so silly. And she turned around, she was like, well, you know you like each other. And me and Bill were just so taken aback. And he just sort of like, oh, I've got something to do, I'm going. But we're gonna fast forward a little bit to March of 2015. So I'd worked with Bill for nearly a year now, and you know, we were still flirting, nothing outside of work yet, but still going strong with the flirting. So she then sort of put the motions in, and she turns around and says, oh, me and the assistant manager are going bowling. Do you want to come with Bill? And I was like, well, me and Bill aren't together. What do you mean come with Bill? And she's like, well, you and Bill can go in one car, because I wasn't driving at the time. She's like, I'll ask Bill if he can pick you up and drive you, and me and the assistant manager will go in another car, and then that way we're there, so it's not awkward for you because we know what you like, but also you two are on a date. And so I was like, I'm up for that if he's up for that. So she asks Bill, and he's like, surprisingly, I thought he was going to say no. He was like, yeah, okay. The day rolls around and I wasn't in work that day. My mum drops me off, and it was just so weird. Like, none of our colleagues knew, but mum dropped me off at work for Bill to take me. So some of my colleagues were like, oh, what are you doing? It's your day off. And I was like, oh, me, Bill, and the two girls are going bowling. And they're like, all right. And it was just the start of 2 weeks off for me and 2 weeks off for Bill that just coincided. He was going away to Spain and I was just taking time off. So we went on this date thing and it was so awkward. So we went for food first and we were sat opposite each other. Like, we didn't sit there willingly, we were sat opposite each other because that's like what the other girls made us do. It sounds so cringy, but honestly, neither of us just had the confidence to ask the other one out. So yeah, we're sat opposite each other and we're eating our meal and we're having a laugh, and then we go bowling and I'm in the bathroom with one of the managers and they're like, oh, Bill can't keep his eyes off you. Yeah, and I just sort of roll my eyes because my confidence is just so low. All night they were trying to sit us near each other and it was so awkward, but it was the first step to us really thinking about being in a relationship with each other. On the way home, Bill's driving me home and he turns to me and he's like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? And I was like, oh, nothing, you know, I'm off now for 2 weeks or whatever. And he said, oh, me neither. Do you fancy we'll go to the cinema and we'll watch this movie you want to watch? So I'm big into scary movies, love scary movies, and Bill is not. He agreed to watch this scary movie with me. I was all giddy and I was like, oh my god, he actually finally likes me. So we go on our second date the day after, just the two of us this time, and we have a really good time. We watched It Follows. Now, I don't know if any of you have seen this. This is so funny. I picked the film not knowing what was going on, and it's a film based about sex. There's like killer demon or whatever, I can't remember, but you pass it on to people by having sex with them. And I didn't know, and it was just such an awkward first date. Like, second date, but we classed that as our first date because it was just us. Like, hi, yeah, I could be your girlfriend. Let's watch this sex film. I think then we walked around the town centre and that was it really, but it was just such a lovely, sweet day, and you know, we were both so nervous at this point. Bill was my first kiss at age 18. And yeah, we really hit it off, and then we planned a date for the next day, but it didn't work out because I actually woke up really poorly. I had sickness and diarrhea. And Bill, not knowing, offered to come and look after me, and I was mortified. I was so worried that he was going to think that, oh, she's not interested in me. But it was the complete opposite. I was just worried that he was going to see me in all my glory and actually not want to go out with me. So he then went away for like 2 weeks, and when he come back, we were talking every night while he was away. And when we come back, he'd bought me quite a few little bits and bobs. We're the kind of couple that we just fell into a relationship without really thinking about it. Yeah, we never had the talk, are we exclusive? Because neither of us were ever that sort of person anyway, where we would see multiple people. We just knew straight away the kind of connection that we had. We fell together really, really well and really easily. We'll get to the engagement story. Yeah, we'd been living together a month or two, and Bill had told me that he was thinking of proposing. At this point, I'd already picked my ring. We'd had the chat. We are going to be spending the rest of our lives together, hopefully. So, we'd had the chat and I'd picked my ring. And I remember my dad comes over for tea every week. And I remember Bill escorting him out and saying, oh, I've got something wrong with my car. Can you have a look? My dad's quite handy with cars. Them coming in and they were sort of smirking at each other. And my dad asked, oh, what are you doing tomorrow or Sunday? I can't remember where it was, but I was like, oh, we're probably just going to chill, not really do much. And my dad was like, no, you need to go down the river. And a bit of backstory, we live near a river and it's got a walkway. And that's where we had our first kiss, which was my first kiss ever as well. A year into our relationship, I got the coordinates of the river engraved onto some dog tags for Bill, and we always go there a few times a year. It's nothing special, but it's special to us. And my dad was like, oh, I think you should go down the river. You want to go for a walk? And I was like, oh, no, I'm not sure. And he proper talked me into it anyway. So the day rolls around and we're driving down and I go to put my hand on Bill's knee and he swats my hand away. So I thought it was a bit strange, but I was like, oh, okay. So it's about maybe 1.5 mile walk to this bench that is special to us. And we get to the bench and we sit and chat and I was like, all right, we're ready to go back. And he was like, no, not yet. I didn't know he was waiting because it's quite busy, people going back into from the town centre across this walkway. I didn't know he was waiting for a gap in people to propose. So eventually there was a quiet bit and he was like, oh, come on then, let's go. And as I got up to go, I felt a little tug on my coat and turned round and he's on one knee. I burst out crying like a big wuss and obviously said yes. And the rest is history. So we've been engaged now a little over a year. And then by the time we get married, we would have been engaged just under 2 years and together a few days over our 6th year anniversary. Which I think, considering we're quite young, I'll be 24, he'll be 28. It's a nice age, I think, I hope. So in terms of the ring, I will show you my engagement ring. There we go. This bottom one is my ring. It is a Disney ring, a Bell collection. And then this top one was supposed to be my wedding band. But we ordered them offline and it just didn't strike me as a wedding ring. I just didn't see myself wearing it all the time as a wedding band. So we've decided that one's just going to be like an accent ring for now. And then my wedding band will go on top here. And I've just got a plain wedding band in silver. Then in terms of our wedding, like I said before, we've got a budget of 3,000. We are spending more than that, but our relatives, mainly our parents actually, are offering to pay for a bit. We didn't expect, we were going to do this all off our own back, but when they offered, we were able to go for something a little bit higher quality. I don't know. So we're having a registry office wedding because neither of us are religious. And then we're having a late wedding. So we get married at 3:30. And then we're going to a local hotel and we're having our evening there. So that includes up to 120 guests, all being catered for. I've got quite a big family. Bill's got quite a big family, but I wouldn't say as big as mine. I don't think we'll have any issues in filling the place. We are to and fro in about having a honeymoon. We're not sure. We don't own the house that we're in at the moment. Yeah, we're private rent. We would love to buy. We don't know whether we're going to ask for contributions towards our mortgage deposit. Our ultimate honeymoon would be to Disneyland in Florida. We've been once before, but we both just love it there. That would be the dream. like I said, I don't think we can afford it, so more than likely we'll be having like a staycation, probably go camping, and then put the money that we get towards a house deposit. So some ways that I've been able to keep costs low is I've done a lot of online shopping, haggling in a way. So I've looked at numerous different websites that supply the same things to try and get the best price. One of the things I was able to save a lot of money on was bridesmaid purses. So I've seen some on Etsy. They were embroidered with my bridesmaid's initials and they are beautiful. They were £10 a piece, and I found something very similar in Home Bargains. So they didn't have their initials on, obviously, because I am just trying to think. I've been a bridesmaid twice. Granted, once I was only about 5, but I didn't keep anything from being a bridesmaid. I just think neither will my bridesmaids. I'm still getting them stuff, you know, it's not like they're doing without. They're still getting a few presents, but I'm not splashing out as much. Another thing I was able to save some money on was wedding favours. So I got the little boxes off Wish. I think they're about £6 for 100, and I'm just going to fill them with sweets. I've done the same with invites. So our invites are actually really pretty, but they were really cheap. I got them from the Card Factory here in the UK. 99p for 12 for our save the dates, and it was £1.29 for 12 on our invites. So we've saved quite a bit of money there. You do have to handwrite them, obviously, but I don't mind, and I've just done them in small batches, and I've been doing a few here and a few there. It's the same with the favour boxes. You have to make them up yourself, and they are very finicky, but I just did them 10 here, 10 there until they were done, and now they're sitting in a box in our spare room, ready to be used in 9 months' time. Another way we've been able to save money is by not hiring a wedding planner. So I just splashed out on a really expensive wedding planning book, and I'm just following that to a T. I am lucky as well that my mum is getting married. Well, she should have been getting married this May, but with everything that's gone on, her wedding has been postponed. I've got quite a lot of ideas off her because her wedding is on even tighter budget than mine and Bill's. So I've been able to take a few of her ideas and make them into my own. I've also been doing quite a few DIYs. So I bought a little MDF post box and I've painted that myself. I got mine for £10 and painted it. You know, it's not perfect, but it's something that I've done with my own hands and it's going to be within my wedding day. And then the dress. Now, my mum has kindly offered to pay for my wedding dress. I have found one that I absolutely love, but it's not within mine or my mum's wedding budget, even if we pulled together. So the dress itself, I think, is about £2,000. That's before alterations. So I have been on the scout for a second-hand one or something that is similar, and I'm yet to find something, but I still have plenty of time. The whole wedding culture does stress me out quite a bit. Going into this, you know, the costs add up so quickly for everything, but you've just got to be smart. I've joined a lot of groups on Facebook, so I'm on a lot of different wedding groups, and I learn from other people's mistakes. So there's brides that have done things that are absolutely beautiful, but they've said after, you know, it was such a waste of money, like having these really fancy invitations that have cost £200-300. Yeah, they're beautiful, but all of them end up going in the bin. Why should we have to spend so much money that it's just going to literally go to waste when we could not and still have a good day? It's like venues. We looked at a few venues and we did fall in love with one, and it was beautiful. It was very rustic and it was just gorgeous, but when we asked for the price and we gave them how many people we were having, they told us for what we wanted, the minimum spend was £10,000. And I was like, well, we've just told you our budget. Why did you let us sit and talk to you about stuff if you knew we couldn't afford this place? And at the end of the day, your wedding is about who you get married to. But I am in quite a lucky position that my family doesn't really care. Bill's family doesn't really care. They're just looking forward to seeing us get married because they know how much we love each other and how great we are together. Every bride makes questionable decisions. For a long time, I was gonna have white vegan Doc Martens as my wedding shoes. And I still love them. I was initially gonna go for a T-length wedding dress, which I thought they would have looked amazing with. But then I've tried T-length wedding dresses on and they just don't suit me. So I want like a ball gown wedding dress, and Doc Martens just wouldn't go with that style. There's some things that I've bought, you know, when we first got engaged, that I thought was an amazing idea and that are never going to be used. I'm lucky money wise because Bill is quite good with sticking to budgets and things, and when we first decided to plan our wedding, he made a spreadsheet. This spreadsheet's going to be the death of me, but it's been so helpful to see where our money's gone, and we've split it into categories and we've added in what our family is going to be contributing, so that we know, okay, we don't have to pay for a photographer because Bill's mum and dad is paying that for us, or we only have to get £1,000 for the venue because my dad's paying for half the venue. You know, our wedding in total is going to cost a lot more than £3,000, but when we deduct what people are going to be buying for us, which we haven't asked for, but what they've you know offered, what we're left to pay is about £3,000. But I think there's ways and means around everything. You've got to prioritize what you think is going to be important for you. So for me, I knew photography was going to be important, so I searched far and wide for a photographer I liked, but who was still cheaper than you generally see a photographer. I've read all their reviews, and you know, I know the sort of quality that he provides. And instead of going for a made photo album, we've bought a photo album, and we're going to get the pictures printed ourselves, and then we're going to make the photo album after the wedding. I've just sprayed some setting spray, so this will go down, the shininess, I hope. But you've also got to, while wedding planning, utilise the people around you if you're able to. So I've got a few people who can make wedding cakes. It's not devoid of cost, but you're saving money. If they want to provide their services, they can do. Just don't expect. And this is the finished look. So this is going to be very similar to the makeup that I'm going to wear on my wedding day. I might tweak it a little bit to allow for longevity of the products, but I'm going for something that's quite bronzy and pink, more on the natural side, but you can still tell I'm wearing makeup. If you've got any more requests for wedding related videos, I'd be more than happy to do it, talk you through more wedding on a budget videos, plus size bride videos, DIY videos for weddings, anything like that. I'd be more than happy to make videos on that because obviously I'm going through it at the moment. Okay, so this is the makeup up close. Haven't put any mascara on my bottom lashes because that tends to transfer throughout the day on me. So I think on my wedding day I'm not going to do that, so I don't end up with the little black splodges, but I kind of like how it looks. If you did like this video, please subscribe and like my video and leave me a comment on any upcoming videos you'd like to see from me. I'd be more than happy to record some of them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!